Can we really make money in prediction markets? Lately, I've been pretty hooked on prediction markets. I managed to pull in a couple $100s in a single month at one point, but then I ended up losing nearly all of it betting against someone who clearly had an edge, probably an insider. Prediction markets love to push this idea that the crowd is always right. But that's not where the money comes from. Real profits go to people who have some kind of advantage. Today, I want to share what I've learned from my own trading experience. For main strategies that should be able to lead to long-term profits theoretically, how they actually work, the theory behind them, and why they're still hard for most individual traders to pull off consistently. Prediction markets seem straightforward. You're betting on elections, sports outcomes, court cases, economic indicators, or even quirky stuff like who's trending on Google. Each possible outcome has a price that reflects the market's collective probability estimate. But once real money is involved, it stops being about opinions and starts being about structural edges. Different types of traders win in completely different ways. Let's break down the four main approaches: arbitrage, positive expected value betting, insider information, and speed trading. First, arbitrage, the strategy that sounds risk-free but rarely is in practice. Arbitrage isn't about predicting anything. It's pure math, finding price discrepancies that let you lock in a profit no matter the outcome. You don't care who wins. You just care that the numbers don't add up properly across markets. For example, imagine the same NBA game listed on both Kalshi and Polymarket. On Kalshi, Oklahoma City to win is trading at 81 cents, San Antonio at 20 cents. On Polymarket, Oklahoma City is 83 cents and San Antonio 18 cents. You could buy Oklahoma City yes on Kalshi and San Antonio yes on Polymarket for a total of 99 cents. Whichever team wins, you get 1 cent back, guaranteed 1 cent profit. In general, whenever the combined prices of all possible outcomes on an event add up to less than 100 cents, there's an arbitrage opportunity. This can happen within a single platform, when yes plus no doesn't equal exactly $1, or, more commonly now, across different platforms. Single platform arbitrage used to be fairly common, but platforms fix those quickly these days. Cross-platform opportunities are more realistic because each site has its own user base, liquidity, and update speed, which creates temporary inefficiencies. In theory, arbitrage is completely risk-free. In reality, it's anything but easy. The margins are usually tiny, often under 1%, so you need serious capital to make meaningful returns. Platforms hate consistent winners and will limit your bets, flag your account, or even ban you. Manual trading introduces latency risk. By the time you confirm one side, the other opportunity might already be gone. And many ARBs tie up your money for months or even years waiting for settlement, which kills your annualized return compared to just parking the cash in an ETF. Arbitrage still exists, but it's become a professional game. If you're doing it seriously, you pretty much need bots to spot and execute opportunities fast enough. Next is EV gambling, betting only when you believe the market price is wrong. EV just means expected value. You place a trade only when your own assessment of the true probability is significantly better than what the market is implying. You're not betting on hunch. You're betting because the math is in your favor. Say the market prices an event at 30%, but after digging into data, history, or domain-specific knowledge, you think it's closer to 40% or more. That's positive EV. You'll lose individual bets, sometimes in streaks, but over a large enough sample, and with proper bankroll management, you should come out ahead. These opportunities exist because prediction markets aren't perfectly efficient. People overreact to headlines, panic during breaking news, or chase narratives instead of hard data. Those emotional swings create mispricings that disciplined EV traders can exploit. The nice thing about this approach is that you don't need multiple platforms or complex hedging. You can scale gradually and methodically. A lot of the quietly profitable long-term traders I've seen operate this way. The downsides are brutal, though. Variance can be crushing. You could be right overall and still endure long losing streaks that test your resolve. It demands iron discipline. Over-betting, chasing losses, or tilting wipes out your edge instantly. And once enough people spot the same mispricing, the market corrects and the opportunity disappears. EV gambling rewards patience and humility more than anything else. Then there's the insider advantage. People who don't necessarily have better models, but better information. They know something important before it hits the mainstream. A recent example from early December 2025, Google released its year in search rankings, and the top trending person globally turned out to be the singer, D4VD, real name David Anthony Burke. The massive spike came from public fascination with an ongoing murder investigation involving a teenager whose remains were found in a Tesla registered to him, not from his music. Search interest exploded months earlier, but mainstream coverage lagged. On Polymarket, that information asymmetry created huge edges. One trader in particular, Wallet0xAFE, previously known as Alpha Raccoon, loaded up heavily in late November on very low odds yes shares for D4VD, topping the list, sometimes as low as 2 to 5%, while betting no on the heavy favorites like the newly elected Pope Leo XIV, Kendrick Lamar, and others. When the rankings dropped on December 4th, they cashed out over $1 million across 22 out of 23 winning bets, turning roughly $10,000 on D4VD alone into more than $200,000. This wasn't his first suspiciously perfect hit. He also previously made $150,000 predicting the exact release date of Gemini 3.0, another Google internal event. The streak sparked widespread speculation that they're a Google insider with access to real-time query data. A friend of mine was holding a big yes position on Pope Leo XIV, who looked like a lock because of the historic first American Pope story. Then he noticed Alpha Raccoon pouring huge volume into D4VD at very tiny odds, when almost no one outside niche circles even knew about the D4VD. My friend took the hint, thought that Alpha Raccoon must be an insider, sold his Pope shares, switched to D4VD, and made thousands. On the other hand, I lost a few hundred stubbornly holding no on D4VD, convinced Trump-related searches would dominate. Lesson learned the hard way. Never bet against insiders. Prediction markets don't care about fairness. They only care about who gets the outcome right first. Finally, speed trading, winning purely by reacting faster than everyone else to breaking news. Top speed traders monitor official sources constantly: government announcements, court rulings, SEC filings, corporate press releases, earnings calls, often through automated alerts and direct feeds. The moment material news drops, they execute in seconds, capturing the brief window before the broader crowd adjusts prices. Even relatively efficient markets have built-in delays. News has to spread, be interpreted, and acted on. That lag creates temporary mispricings that bots can exploit. Retail traders almost always lose here because manual clicking can't compete. By the time you read a headline, process it, log in, and place an order, the easy money is already gone, and you're often providing liquidity for the bots. The winners treat it like an arms race. Custom scripts, API connections, and fully automated execution. If you're trading by hand, you're usually the one getting picked off. So, can you actually make money in prediction markets? Yes. I've seen people pull in thousands, even millions. But it's far from easy, and there's no truly free lunch. Even arbitrage, the closest thing to risk-free, comes with real friction and limitations. If you're serious, programming skills, or at least the ability to build or use bots, give you a huge leg up, whether for spotting arb, reducing latency, or automating news-based trades. These days, with AI coding tools, that barrier is lower than ever. I've been working on my own scripts for weeks now, running simulations and backtests. In testing, I'm seeing consistent small daily gains, though of course there's still risk. If you've got thoughts on long-term strategies or want to share what's worked for you, drop them in the comments. Next time, I'll dive into the key differences between prediction markets and traditional stock trading. Happy trading! See you in the next one.